Don in London, hello. It's September the 19th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. And my addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect, never so. Workaholic, relationshipaholic, any old olic, food, I could binge on that too. And these days I just find recovery one day at a time. And the greatest gift for me in recovery is learning how to be powerless over people, places and things, and powerless over alcohol, or my life becomes unmanageable. So I can take responsibility for myself, simply what I am or who I am on a daily basis. And as each day turns over, I learn a little bit more about the wisdom of how to be right now. And as I often say, the moment of now is the most important one, because it's my spiritual connection to reality. Reality is not all about joy and a higher form of enlightenment, unless it means we are in less denial about our situation and more able to deal with the truth of now. And for anybody who has had difficulty finding a path of recovery, it can come in many forms, but the one which works for me to keep me sober first and then make the rest of my life possible has been fellowship. And that fellowship is Alcoholics Anonymous. And the reason why I'm smiling just now is you might have heard a rattle of bottles in the background. There's an enormous restaurant called the Bibendum just behind where I live, and they're doing the empties from yesterday, I guess, or they're going into the waste truck to be taken away. And whenever I go there for Sunday lunch, I just go there, I go there with family, and we have water, and we all feel okay afterwards. We might feel a bit full, but we don't have a feeling of euphoria based on some chemical change caused by alcohol. Maybe we just have a chemical change based on the food we've eaten, which is always good. Basic good food. Anyway, fellowship for me, Alcoholics Anonymous, means that I can be a part of family, community, society, and I can get help from family, community and society and professionals, so I may live my life as I can. And so the fellowship is important and integral. And I went to a meeting of AA last night and saw lots and lots of people I know, some closer in friendship, some slightly distant in friendship. But what I know is, in fellowship and friendship, we're in a good place, because there's always someone sharing wisdom which we can learn from. So that's the purpose of my videos. And I will share the AA statement of intent, or preamble, shared at every meeting, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And we all do this in our own unique, authentic way. So in the AA fellowship there are 12 steps of action to change our attitude and behaviour, and there are 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together. So 12 steps, attitude and behavioural change to be more open, honest and willing, and to find the truth on a daily basis. And the traditions all about unity, service and recovery to keep us safe. So we have a safe place to share our experience, strength and hope, or experience sadness and woefulness often, because we have both inside. And in fellowship it's not all about jolly, I suppose in the UK we say jolly hockey sticks, but it's not happy clappy. There's lots of joy about, and we are not a glum lot, but we do have to deal with the hard side of life, and we prefer to do it if we can on a daily basis, so it doesn't get into a great big mountain like it did in the past from all our drinking or whatever substance using it might have been. It's about daily processing of what has occurred, to the good or not so good, and we learn the difference. Simply that. So the gift for me is having literature at my disposal when I want a bit of extra encouragement and support. So I utilise the daily reflections here. 12 months, 12 steps. So in each of these there is a step a month, and step 9, as it reads in the programme says, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. And it comes into maybe 3 categories of amends we can make immediately because we are getting some progress as soon as we stop drinking, those we can do with thought and reflection, and those which are pretty tough, require absolute honesty in some way or other, and then others where it can cause harm and we need guidance, maybe from a higher power if that's where it comes from. I normally get my wisdom through other people, so when people say God is truth, God is love, and God's working through people, what a gift that is, because I can listen today to what is going on. Anyway, for today, my favourite subject, acceptance at the moment, September the 19th. We admitted we couldn't lick alcohol with our own remaining resources, and so we accepted the further fact that dependence upon a higher power, if only our AA group, and that's where I started, could do this hitherto impossible job. The moment we were able to accept these facts fully, our release from alcohol compulsion had begun, and that comes from As Bill Sees It, page 109, which is another book I use here. Freedom came to me only with my acceptance that I could turn my will and my life over to the care of my higher power, whom I call God, or we can call good conscience, and it's always, when it comes to God, it's always your understanding, your unique, authentic understanding of God as you understand the concept, the being, the experience. Serenity seeped into the chaos of my life when I accepted that I was going through, what I was going through was life, and that God would help me through my difficulties, and much, much more as well. Since then, he has helped me through all my difficulties. When I accept situations as they are, not as I wish them to be, then I can begin to grow and have serenity and peace of mind. And I get that. Not always in the day, and sometimes it takes me a little while to actually get to serenity. And the serenity is knowing what I can do, and it's not about changing the outlook or attitudes and behaviours of other people, either towards me or because of their relationship with me. It's about me and my attitudes always, and there's a piece called Acceptance which I haven't got time for today because I want to just share As Bill Sees It for today. And it says here, page 208, Reason, a Bridge to Faith. We were squarely confronted with the question of faith. We couldn't duck the issue. Some of us had already walked along the bridge of reason toward the desired shore of faith, where friendly hands stretched out in welcome. We were grateful that reason had brought us so far, but somehow we couldn't quite step ashore. Perhaps we had been relying too heavily on reason that last mile, and we did not like to lose our support. Yet, without knowing it, had we not been brought to where we stood by a certain kind of faith? For did we not believe in our own reasoning? Did we not have confidence in our ability to think? What was that but a short sort of faith? Yes, we have been faithful, abjectly faithful to God, to the God of reason. So in one way or another we discovered that faith had been involved all the time. Can we split God into reason or unreason? Well, God is truth. Truth it comes in so many ways, and it comes through our intellect and our emotions. And I know what kept me out there drinking. It was my thinking. And in order to function, excuse me, in order to function in some areas of my life, I kept on thinking and kept on drinking because I didn't know I was doing maybe things which were harmful to me and weren't actually in my best interest. So what's the difference today? Well, my thinking can get me back drinking, I suspect, because it's all about me and my logic isolated, and my feeling keeps me in the fellowship. And in fellowship I get to understand what my feelings are on a daily basis, process them, have an understanding of what is a higher power, what is AA, what is life, and what is today. So the gift for me always comes in the Serenity Prayer, which is always about acceptance of what is. God, or to good conscience, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is always just for today.